Okay, welcome to a video, the first sort of official communication for the next MTR, Missionary Teen Retreat. Do you know what number we have this year?
Oh boy. Are you at 20?
Give a guess. No, not
Oh.
quite. No, we're at 19.
19.
And this is Caleb. Caleb, tell us a little bit about you. If you want to go ahead and tell us what retreats you were in, and we'll later on we'll get back with you with some anecdotes. Go ahead.
All right, so my name is Caleb Shelton. I had the wonderful privilege of growing up in Austria. Spent 18 years there with my parents at a church plant. And I attended my first MTR when I was 16. That would have been MTR 13. And then I attended through MTR 15 until I was 18. So I went to about 3 MTRs here at IRD.
Okay. And in a minute, I'll ask him what he's doing here. What in the world are you doing here now? Okay, this coming retreat then is number 19. The dates are December 5th, which is Thursday, through the 11th, which is always the first Thursday of the month of December, and go through the next Wednesday. And we'll be giving more information about this later. But this is sort of a kind of an informative. Just throw out some information and get the ball rolling on communication for the retreat. We have this year Rand Hummel. Many of you probably know him. His name is fairly known, connected to the Wilds. Do you know him? You might know him personally.
Oh yeah, I've met him.
Okay. I don't know if I've ever met him, but I've heard of him. I'm over here. He's over there. I think he's up north, right?
Yeah, Wilds in New England.
Wilds in New England. Mm-hmm. And so we're sure that he'll bring some good challenges for the MKs. MKs, for those of you who may not know, is short for Missionary Kid. And so MT is, we took that in the early days back in 2004 when we had our first one. We would have called it MK, MKR or something, but the MKs did not like being called kids.
Oh.
They were teens, so we went to MTR. So that was the story behind that.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I know. Because usually we say MK, I'm an MK.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and I'm 60, almost 62, but I didn't have a problem with MK. But those teenagers in the first batch, they did not want to be called kids.
Oh man.
Okay, so if you know of anybody who has teenagers, the ages are 13 and above. They are welcome to come, but I would prefer that they write me personally. Make sure we're on board with the same standards. This is a conservative retreat in all senses of dress and music and that, and so we want to make that. We don't have any surprises, if possible, when it comes time for the retreat itself. Caleb, before I forget, why are you here? What are you doing here?
So long story actually. Well, not super long, but I had to come back to Europe this summer to renew my residency permit in Austria, and I'm at BJU Seminary right now studying biblical counseling.
You're a GA, right?
Yeah, I'm a GA there. I work in the residence halls, and I was praying about it for a long time. Like maybe I could help out in a church or a ministry somewhere, preferably that speaks Spanish, because I'm also really learning a lot of Spanish right now.
He does very well, by the way.
Thank you. And of course, IRD came to mind, and the Bonikowskis and everybody here, and the wonderful impact they'd had on my life. So I emailed Uncle Andy a while back asking if I could come here. And he said, sure. So I'm here for 7 weeks. I already took care of all my paperwork in Austria so that I can keep my residency permit for there. So I've got about 3.5 weeks left here, I think. So, yeah.
And you'll go back from here to Austria, spend a little bit of time with your family?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to a wedding there.
Oh, wow.
So.
And then you'll head back to the States when?
August 10th. That's when staff training starts.
Okay. Well, so that's why Caleb's here, and I'm glad to have somebody beside me that has some experience in the MTRs. If you want to contact me, use the email or WhatsApp. I'll put those numbers maybe on the screen. So, and then as usual, as we go forward and I start sending out information and emails and inscription forms and the like, I have a general broadcast WhatsApp and emails that sort of goes to a lot of ministry friends, and then I try and keep a smaller, tighter one that goes to just those of you who are specifically MKs or parents or very interested in what goes on. You want to get all the pictures and all the videos that we send out. So I'll try to to do those in a balanced way so that there aren't a lot of people getting twice everything that I send out, which is plenty. I thought what I would do is, I don't think I've done this before, I'm going to run down and give you the 18 speakers that we've had through the years. Some of them are no longer with us, as in they're with the Lord already. But this goes back all the way to 2004. The first MTR was Paul Witt, who was the youth pastor at Berean, our sending church there close to Atlanta, Georgia. And we tried the missionary teen retreat. Our idea was to give we had 4 kids, and our co-workers had 3 on one end, 3 on one side, 3 on the other. And so we decided, well, listen, they never go to the wilds or any other camp in the States because they're always here. So let's bring camp to them. So that's more or less what we decided. And it went from first few years, it was just 3 days because I did not want to take any MKs from their church. But then later we decided, for various reasons, to make it go over the weekend so that our people could see what we were talking about when we talked about this retreat we're having. They never knew anything about it. They never saw anybody. Well, now we go over Sundays. The MKs do a choir multilingual. Did you do that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they sing Christmas songs. They have a Christmas concert in various languages. And so, anyway, here are the speakers. The first one was Paul Witt in 2004, and I'm not going to go through the years, but then after him was Pastor Travis Smith from down in Florida. Then it was Sean Cook, who was then the youth pastor there at Berean. Then Dr. Ken Hay. Then Jeff Redlin, Dr. Frank Garlock, Joe Boker from south of Atlanta, Brother Mike Patterson, Jim Ogle from North Carolina, Bob Bixby, who's no longer with us, a missionary up in France. And with him, I think it was the same time we had my father-in-law and Mrs. Ann Dreisbach as well was here.
Wow.
And then we had Dale Cunningham, Pastor Ken Keltner from up in Wisconsin, Billy Patterson. Then Keith Fleming came from Brookside up in Wisconsin. Then we had Matt Collier, Matt and Alyssa Farinella. Well, a lot of them came with their wives, but not all of them. Matt came from Washington. Then Mark Campbell from Tennessee. And then last year we had Derek and Sarah Scudder from Inner City Church there in Philadelphia. So we've had a bunch of different kind of speakers, older, really older, and then younger, quite young, and somewhere in between as well. And so this year we have Brother Rand Hummel. Okay, do you have any memories, anything specific that you would want to share? And then after that, I'll end with one of the purposes, and we'll call it at that.
One of the memories. There's so many memories, but I think my favorite MTR was probably one where it actually rained the whole time. And we were inside the farmhouse the entire time. We didn't go hiking, which I love this hike.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see the top of the mountain. I think you can in the video. We usually do a hike up to there.
Yeah. So there was just something special about that one. Somehow we all just really connected in there. And I don't think I've ever seen any of those people again.
Yeah.
But there's as an MK, you're usually typically quite lonely. Mm-hmm. And there's something different about coming to meeting other people who are still very different, mm-hmm. but
yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. But you still have something in common that you don't with most of the people your age in your mission field who probably don't know the Lord.
Yeah.
Or definitely don't know the Lord or who are in your church but aren't actually trying to follow him. So, yeah.
The comment I most often get, almost universally from the MKs is, it is so good to come to a place where others know exactly what you experience in the mission field. Whether it be the loneliness, whether it be the tiny, tiny little ministry, whether it be, I don't have many friends in the States, and here I've got limited friends, and I don't feel really at home in one side or the other. Anyway, all of those different experiences. They come here, and everybody's more or less going through the same thing.
Yeah.
So I get that comment all the time. And so our purpose in doing the retreats, or at least one of the main purposes back in 2004, was covered by the verse in Luke 12:48 that says, "To whom much has been given, much shall be required. And our focus has always been that MKs are not poor, poor, just miss out on life, and they miss out on the school and the states and the sports and the programs and all the whatever. Really, it's the other way around. They are highly privileged. Most of them have no other languages. They definitely know other cultures. Many of them have been involved in church. They can sing, they play instruments. You can tell that from the choir, the concert that they give every year. And so we try to flip the coin and say, listen, you have been given a huge privilege. God called you. He called your parents, but ultimately He called you to grow up in a different culture and to just be enriched by everything that an MK can experience.
Amen.
And a lot of them get to travel and see things that, it's many years before a lot of Americans can go and see some of the things that, Eiffel Tower, yeah, I've been there, done that, seen that 20 times, big whoopee, that kind of thing. Or Vienna, you got all kinds of things there. So we try to focus on the fact that they have been given great privileges and they are responsible for answering to God, giving their lives to God to serve Him in the light of all those tremendous privileges that they've received. So that's our purpose, and I think we'll leave it at that. Do you have anything else to add? If not, if you have any questions, obviously you can call us. Pray for Caleb. He's here for another few weeks. Today he is going to be involved with several other young adults in our church running a daily vacation Bible school. Why don't you tell a little bit about that? We'll cut it off at there.
Okay.
What's your plan? As far as you know, what you're doing?
Right. So yeah, we've got 3 days of, I guess you could call it a vacation Bible school here. We call it something else in Spanish, obviously. But yeah, there's going to be some, just funny skits, funny games and crafts, but also Bible verse memory for the kids. And I think there's also going to be a Bible lesson. But it's something that was kind of spontaneously started recently.
Like last week.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago at the most.
But there's a lot of people in the church really feel a burden to do this. And there's also obviously a great need. There's so much junk being thrown at the younger generation these days. Even stuff like my youngest sibling is 11 years younger than me, and she's getting thrown stuff. And we all went to public school, and they're getting stuff thrown at them that even was never thrown at me when I was there, and like I thought I had it pretty bad. So it's really important to get the Word of God, make it a special part of these young people's lives, and so please pray with us as we try to do that this week and honor our Creator through that.
Yeah, and the thing I'm delighted about is that I don't have to do anything. In fact, I can go there and take a few pictures, because they're all running it themselves. There's about half a dozen of you who are running the entire program at church. We have children coming out of our ears here recently, just visiting every Sunday. I don't know how many we'll have, but they're counting on it.
Don't have a count
I wouldn't
yet.
be surprised if it gets close to 20 kids or Mimi's taking a carload.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of excitement, and we'll see. Lord willing, I know it'll go well, and God will bless it. Okay, thank you very much, and look forward to hearing from you. And we'll continue now to send out more and more information as the Missionary Team Retreat number 19 gets closer. Okay, thank you, Caleb.
Yeah, thank you.
God bless you. Goodbye.